Hello friends, a very important video which I want you to see if you are a psychologist or a psychology student, and I want you to share this video to all the psychology students particularly and also to the psychologist. We all know that the clinical psychologist will come under RCI. Apart from the clinical psychologist, all the psychologists, that is whoever has completed MA psychology, MSc psychology, either through distance mode or regular mode, for them allied healthcare has opened. So the allied healthcare has already become a law, and allied healthcare has started implementing the laws. One of the law which they have implemented recently is stopping psychology through distance mode. So from this year onwards, MSc psychology or BSc psychology is not available through distance mode, either through Madras University or Tamil Nadu University or any university for that matter. And the next aspect, the allied healthcare has put up the draft regulations in their website, and this is the draft regulation which they have put for the public notice. So the notice, what it states, this is a draft of registration of allied and healthcare professional regulations 2025, and they have made certain changes in the law. Objections, suggestions, comments, if any, on the above draft regulations should be sent to email at, this is the email, within 1 month, that is by 25/10/2025. So team, kindly listen carefully, particularly psychologists, psychology students, because these regulations are going to affect you directly. So why? Now, in the actual law which was passed, the qualification which is required for psychologist is 3 years to 6 years of study through regular mode. That was available in the original law which has been passed by Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, and the Gazette notification came. Now, a new regulation has come that has been amended. Now, what is the amendment? Which is very serious and which will have a great impact on psychology students particularly and also psychologists. What is it? So team, as per the law which has already been released, if at all one wants to become a psychologist, 3 to 6 years of regular study was mandated. But in the revised aspect, you can see profession psychologist, except clinical psychologist. The regular registration requires the following aspect. What is it? Bachelor of Psychology, 4 years program plus. Master of Psychology, regular program, 2 years program plus. Doctor of Psychology, PhD in Applied Psychology or Doctor of Philosophy, 3 to 5 years. Now the word, the symbol plus suggests here that one needs to have PhD to become psychologist. Now this poses very serious questions. Now you can see here very clearly, okay, suppose a student who is studying now BSc second year, okay, they have to complete a 4 years program, then a 2 years program MSc, 6 years, then PhD, 5 years they themselves say, or 3 years, that is 9 to 11 years. So, if at all you want to become a psychologist, it will take minimum 9 to 11 years of study. Okay. We can agree on this, provided after completing 11 years of study, someone will get at least 1,50,000 salary as a psychologist. Is it possible in our India? Nowadays, people are getting just 25,000 as a school counselor. Someone who has completed B.Tech is earning 70 to 80,000 per month, and they are spending only 4 years. And here, someone will spend 11 years to become a psychologist, but what is the salary guarantee? Nothing. That is number one. Number two is, mental health professionals are required more in India, isn't it? We are having suicidal rates high, even in elite institutions like IIT and IIM. In our world, where domestic violence is very high, physical abuse and mental abuse of women is very, very high. We need more mental health professionals. Now, if this is the case, how many students will join BSc Psychology? Nobody will join, because you have to wait for 11 years to earn 30,000 rupees or 40,000 rupees. Whereas, even if you study BSc Mathematics, by just taking tuitions, you can earn 50,000 or 60,000. So, the intake will reduce. Now, the other question is, suppose in Chennai, around 2,000 students are coming out after passing MSc Psychology as per this. Whether 2,000 PhD seats are available in Chennai? No, it is not available. Every university is having maximum 5 or 10 seats only for PhD. So what all the people who have completed MSc Psychology will do? These are the very serious questions. And the other questions are, even to become a doctor, someone studies only 4.5 years to prescribe drugs. Okay, a MBBS doctor, 4.5 years. Plus some internships after 5.5 years maybe. But to become a psychologist, 11 years. This is absolutely seems ridiculous, isn't it? Now, suppose someone who has completed MSc Psychology and they are not able to continue their education due to some aspect, they will not be able to become a psychologist as per this. In India, when mental health professionals are required more, this will decrease the mental health professionals, psychologists, thereby mental health concerns will increase. We had a meeting yesterday in Zoom, that also kindly see, we have discussed about this in depth. So, kindly watch this and send your suggestions and objections to the ministry without fail by 25/10. If you don't send, if your objections are not heard by them, this will become a law and we will be doing a great sin to the coming psychologists, the students who are studying now in BSc Psychology and MSc Psychology. So team, psychology is in your hand now. It is for you to save the psychology field by raising your suggestions and recommendations. Now, one more aspect is, here PhD is given here, okay, for psychologists. Now, I am just taking this. See, for social work, PhD is not required, okay, PhD is not required. Only BA and BSc is enough to become, to register as a community health promoter. Okay. Now, for occupational therapy, Bachelor of Occupational Therapy is enough. Here plus word is not there. So, Bachelor of Occupational Therapy, that is equivalent to a doctor. For that also BSc is enough. Not PhD. PhD is not even here. No. If you come to ophthalmology, diploma is enough. Nowhere it is stated PhD. If you see here, MPhil in optometry is given, but plus sign is not there. So that means someone who has completed even MSc in optometry, they will be able to practice because the plus sign is not there. But as far as psychology is concerned, the plus sign is available. That will put us in great trouble. Now, for ophthalmic techniques, BSc is enough. And that is also as equivalent to psychologist, isn't it? Now, come here. See all these aspects here, optometrist, PhD is not there. Someone who wants to practice as a dietitian, BSc is enough. PhD is not required. Physiotherapy, that is actually equivalent to a MBBS because their job is very, very important. Even for them, Bachelor of Physiotherapy is enough. That is, they will be studying only for 5 years and they will be able to earn in lakhs. Whereas psychologists, they have to study for 11 years for earning 25,000 or 30,000. Even what is the salary in government sector? In government sector, how many psychologists position is available? Very, very less. Team, on the comments, please put your suggestions on this. Maybe my idea, my thought may be wrong, I do not know. It is for you to enlighten me also. Okay. For Bachelor of Physiotherapy, a PhD is not required. Now, for anesthesia technology, BSc is enough. Plus sign is not there. PhD is not required. For BSc anesthesia technology, PhD is not required. And if you see trauma care, emergency medical services, PG is enough. Nowhere PhD is here. See, you need only MSc programs, PhD is not here. So, for all these aspects, even for laboratory science, BMLS is enough. Suppose if somebody wants to practice as a MBBS, whether PhD is required. PhD is a research domain. Why PhD is to be included to become a psychologist? That is a great question. If you feel my question is relevant, kindly write to the ministry so that appropriate modification will be done only when you represent yourself. A single tree doesn't become a forest. Unless and until you give your suggestions, unless you voice your concerns, ministry may not know. So team, this is my request. Share this video to as many members as possible and kindly write to the ministry about all these aspects. Now, one more thing I will show you. Actually, there is a second page in that. Okay. So, PhD is required in the page number 31. In page number 31, if you see, okay, this is 30. So, here, psychologist, if at all you want to become a psychologist, you can see the plus sign here, plus, plus. So, that means you have to spend minimum 9 years to 11 years. Whereas, if you come to the next page, behavioral analyst, okay, so, here it is psychologist, okay, here it is behavioral analyst. So, recognize qualification for registration for psychological behavioral analyst for provisional allied health registrations. Henceforth, for regular registration as a psychologist, one will have only one entry point of psychologist as per international standards. Pathway, they are giving around 4 pathway they are giving. Okay. Now, what is the difference between this and this? It's not very much clear because what is the role of psychologist or what is the role of a behavioral analyst? It is not clear. So we have to write to the ministry just what is that we are following for behavioral analyst, the same aspects can be followed for psychologist. So the representation when you give, the representation may be whatever being followed for behavioral analyst, the same aspects can be followed for the psychologist, number 1. Number two, exit examination as being conducted by USA, UK, Canada can be conducted for all the students. One of the aspect is whoever is practicing at present will be given provisional registrations. What is the procedure? What is the cut-off date? Nothing is mentioned in the regulations. So, if you are studying through correspondence, distance education, write to the ministry that we can allow online correspondence or distance education at MSc level. BSc make it regular, only regular. After BSc, most of the women, they may get married and they may not be able to study MSc through regular mode. So, if they study BSc psychology and if they are not able to study MSc psychology through regular mode, we are not giving them their option to become a psychologist. So, MSc through correspondence or distance education may be allowed, but for the condition BSc psychology regular may be applied so that the Indian women will get a chance to become psychologist. That is number one. So that is in online mode, MSc psychology can be allowed. That is a prayer we can make to the allied healthcare team. So team, kindly share this to people. Thank you very much for listening this video completely. Okay, thank you very much.